The driver made the sign of the cross. God forbid and keep me safe. I don't like these things. So keep quiet. Stop this car now. Let's go, Leocadia. The two got out in front of an old, poorly finished house with a sinister appearance. Some people were talking, waiting to be seen. Isorinia went to the small reception area right at the entrance. A lady was in the queue roared after so many years. It's almost 30. But I knew this would be the outcome even before I came here. On Monday morning, I talked to Mom about it. I said that at some point, one of them wouldn't be able to handle it anymore. Your mother must be devastated. I don't know if I know her well. She must be more worried about her reputation. She's afraid of being banned from tea parties and the futile commitments she makes. She doesn't love my father. I noticed they didn't get along at the airport. When you arrived, they never got along. I think this really had to end well. If I could do anything, I want you to call Clarice, ask her to hurry up and get to Rio next week. Book a hotel room for her until she can afford to rent an apartment. Okay, tomorrow morning I'll talk to her. We'll leave in the morning. Mom and Dad need my support. We can leave in peace. I'll take care of everything at the office. Thank you. Chapter 11. The car turned onto a dirt road. Isorinia signaled to the driver. Go a little further. Do you see those people at that gate? That's where we're going to get off. What should I do? Phi. Waiting here is very dangerous. Don't I, Sinya? I already said I don't like coming to these parts. You don't have to discuss anything. Go around and do anything or go and consult yourself. The driver made the sign of the cross. God forbid and keep me safe. I don't like these things. So keep quiet. Stop this car now. Let's go. Leocadia. The two got out in front of an old, poorly finished house with sinister appearance. Some people were talking, waiting to be served. Isorinia went to the small reception area right at the entrance. A lady in the line shouted. After so many years, it's almost 30, but I knew this would be the outcome even before I came here. On Monday morning, I talked to Mom about it. I said that at some point, one of them wouldn't be able to handle it anymore. Your mother must be devastated. I don't know if I know her well. She must be more worried about her reputation. She's afraid of being banned from tea parties and the futile commitments she makes. She doesn't love my father. I noticed they didn't get along at the airport. When you arrived, they never got along. I think this really had to end well. If I could do anything, I want you to call Clarice. Ask her to hurry up and get to Rio next week. Book a hotel room for her until she can afford to rent an apartment. Okay, tomorrow morning I'll talk to her. We'll leave in the morning. Mom and Dad need my support. We can leave in peace. I'll take care of everything at the office. Thank you. Chapter 11. The car turned onto a dirt road. Isorinia signaled to the driver. Go a little further. Do you see those people at that gate? That's where we're going to get off. What should I do? Phi. Waiting here is very dangerous. Don't I, Sinya? I already said I don't like coming to these parts. You don't have to discuss anything. Go around and do anything or go and consult yourself. The driver made the sign of the cross. God forbid and keep me safe. I don't like these things. So keep quiet. Stop this car now. Let's go. Leocadia. The two got out in front of an old, poorly finished house with a sinister appearance. Some people were talking, waiting to be served. Isorinia went to the small reception area right at the entrance. A lady in the line shouted, Be quiet, stop this car. Now come on, Leocadia. The two got out in front of an old, poorly finished house with a sinister appearance. Some people were talking, waiting to be served. Isorinia went to the small reception right at the entrance. A lady in the line shouted, Quiet, stop this car. Now come on, Leocadia. The two got out in front of an old, poorly finished house with a sinister appearance. Some people were talking, waiting to be served. Isorinia went to small reception right at the entrance. A lady in the line shouted, Hey, just because you're ladies, you'll go first. Isorinia shrugged. Money speaks louder. Turning to the girl sitting at the reception desk, she ordered, Please, I want an appointment with a jerk. You'll have to wait a long time today. He's very busy. I don't care if he's very busy or not. I came from far away, and I'm a client. Before the girl could retort, Isorinia opened her purse and took out a wad of money. She discreetly handed several bills to the young woman, who accepted them immediately. Well, since this is an emergency, you're an old client. I'll see what I can do. A few moments later, the woman appeared with a unique smile. Father, jerk, you'll see them because you're a character. The appointment will cost twice the normal amount. Double. Hey, there are 2 of us being consulted. This is going to be very expensive. Leia intervened. Don't worry, I'll pay for mine and yours. You were too generous, bringing me here, leaving your obligations aside. Isorinia, famous for her pettiness, gave in right away. That's right, you're the one in charge, and after all, you're the one who needs it most, she said, giving a warning. You don't need to worry about me. I have something to ask. How come we can't always come here? It's dangerous, and if we're seen, it's nonsense. I've come across socialites you'd never imagine setting foot in a place like this, but the need exists, and what will you do? I owe this to you, too. You deserve a consultation. The girl led us to a small, dark room where one or another old woman dimly lit the place. What a pleasant surprise. How long did Isorinia run to Maine? It's good to see you again. We're in serious trouble. What's up this time, my friend Leocadia? Her husband abandoned her. Just imagine, after 30 years of marriage, for me, the Fatico de Moher woman spelled it something Maine. He was a short, chubby man. He wore a pair of sideburns that gave him a mischievous appearance. He wore a red turban to cover his baldness. He had sarcastic eyes. He took Leocadia's hand. Her husband was bewitched. Your friend is right, and it was a woman who did it. Leocadia shivered and felt her legs speak. I knew there was a look behind that. Isorinia intervened. I didn't tell her. Maine had sensitivity, but committed to a group of spirits from the lower astral, used his mediumistic ability to take advantage of people, was in a state where he no longer perceived things, but continued to trample on the afflicted. What mattered to him was money. Closed his eyes, squirmed, moaned, made a complete theater, and Orinia poked her colleague. He is receiving what his guide Leocadia doesn't notice. Idiot tried to change the modeling of his voice, spoke harshly, and exhaled strong sighs, continued holding Leocadia's hand. A woman who likes him, your husband works. No, yes, he owns a company as a secretary. Yes, he does. He was quiet for a few seconds. So, it must be she really thinks be careful woman at work is fire your husband, is good looking as Vexano. So he was hooked. Now I see everything the scene open up to Leocadia despaired. What should I do? I'll have to do some work to close or act on him. It'll be very difficult. He's in love with her. It can't be. It's true. We'll have to do a lot of work at the cemetery. Isorinia gathered work at the cemetery. It's expensive, but it's worth it. You'll have to leave a good amount of money. Leocadia. Okay, I can pay. How much is 5,000 to start? 5,000 is a lot. What's most valuable in your life, besides breathing and remaining with your eyes closed? 5 or your husband back. Imagine what they're going to say about you. Read seriously. I know all this. You have this amount here. Now make a little joke. He intervened again. He's telling the truth. Trust me, you want the genie back. Then pay. Then you get this money from him again. He's your husband. Okay, then I'll pay. And when will I know what will happen? I need 3 months until then. Things will change, and your husband will come back. You can be sure. 3 months is a long time. My friend will suspect what I do. Travel. Do something different. Get out of his social circle. It's been at least 3 months. Leocadia bit my lips nervously. Okay, I'll wait. Thank you very much. He released his hands from Leocadia as his body shivered, and he opened his eyes. What my guide said I have to pay 5,000, and in 3 months I'll see the results. If she asks for 5,000, it's because I'll have to buy a lot of material. The work will be hard to do, but it will yield results. And as for the girl in the office, I can't do anything. She suggested waiting. You have to wait. Don't do anything against the girl. Otherwise the work might not work out. I'll try. Isorinia cut the conversation short. I also want to be consulted. What do you have to tell me? I don't know if my guide will come. I'm not leaving here until I talk to him. Before Maine answers, I felt a wave run through them, and he fell to the floor, losing consciousness. The two were scared and ran to the door with their faces turned to them. The entity said firmly you'll have a lot of work. Isorinia, you'll work hard, and it won't take long. I imagine I'm a society lady. I wasn't born for work. The entity let out a laugh that echoed through the room. She wasn't born for work, but sooner or later you'll develop a taste for it. We've done a lot for you. At some point you'll have to pay. I already pay with money. There are things that money alone isn't enough. He finished speaking, and the body of Manea shuddered. He was visibly scared. It had been a long time since he had truly embodied what had happened. A different guide came and said, "I'm going to work." "I think you're mistaken." Maine was dizzy. He seemed drunk. Dona Isorinia shouldn't worry. He must have been talking about the teas she hosts. Who knows? Maybe there won't be any more charitable organizations to help. Isorinia shook her head. Maybe I didn't even think about it. I'll be even more prominent. I'll emerge as one of the most sought-after ladies in Rio de Janeiro society. May God bless your guide. So be it. Leocadia wrote the check and handed it to Maine. They said goodbye. The attendant ran into Maine's room. People are nervous and impatient. The appointment with these two took too long. Damn it. Send everyone away. How can you send everyone away? It's Sutta. She finished work today, but she didn't see almost anyone. We need to pay the rent before she could continue. Maine showed her the check. The girl even gave a little scream of astonishment. They paid you all this, but it's more than what a year of sweaty work, man. Yeah, they fell for the old story of the secretary who wants to kick her husband out of the house. You used that trick again. Of course, what never fails should always be used. I just feel sorry for the girl who will receive all this hateful vibration, but that's not my problem. Go ahead, send the people away. I don't know when. We'll have appointments again. Let's celebrate, man. He patted the attendant's buttocks and put a check in his pocket. He was happy. These women are so foolish. How easy it is to fool them. Isorinia, leaving the Terrero, talked nonstop. I knew there was a woman's hand in this story. Do you think it makes sense? Eugenio, after 30 years, wants to leave home. No more, no less. And you, who have always been dedicated, who never open your mouth, always silent. If only you lived yours. But that was a spell. Oh, it was Leocadia. It was 11 o'clock. The vibration of the environment was already heavy by itself, and she had registered something, or rather her senses had registered heavy energies, but she was so worried about the shame that everything Isinia said seemed to have a basis of reason in her mind. It was a way of not seeing the truth. Leocadia knew that one day she would have to confront her illusions, but she knew that this would bring her D. It was better to continue. Running away from the truth in the office, Eugenio's secretary is a loy. She doesn't look like a witch doctor. Be careful, my friend. These women are dangerous. And Cunning, who guarantees that this alloy isn't having an affair with your husband, you are in the office every day to know the truth. Of course, not. I don't know right to believe that alloy is Eugenio's lover. So maybe it is someone else who is part of the presidency staff. Let's check. I can help you as you have a good. I have a nose for these things. When Tomas separated from me, it was to be with the company receptionist, and I thinking that the secretary was guilty. I almost ended the poor thing's life. You know, the women who work in Eugenio's office, some of them by sight. I never was one to be meddling in my husband's business, because now you'll have to get involved. We'll go to the office tomorrow. No, tomorrow is too early. Eugenia might not want to see me. I'm confused. What are you thinking? Leocadia didn't answer, but she thought bitterly. Am I doing the right thing? Am I going to bring more trouble into my life? Mario arrived at the hotel, and soon the receptionist in the lobby led him to the elevator. Dr. Brandeo is waiting in the restaurant. It's on the first floor. Please, follow me. The young man let himself be led. He took the elevator and went to the restaurant. Most people had already left the premises. Eugenio was sitting in a corner, watching the Copacabana wave. Father Eugenio turned and stood up. He hugged Mario tightly. My son, it's good you're here. I needed a friend. Here I am, Eugenio. I signaled to the waiter. Can you have dinner served? Please, yes, sir. Sit down, my son. You barely arrived from your trip, and I'm already bringing you problems. What is this, father? I had no idea this would happen sooner or later. After you lent me your books on spirituality, about the truths of life, I began to question myself. What if I die now? I will continue to be lucidly conscious, and I will tell myself what I fail to do, and then I will have a huge list of pending tasks. It's not what I want even at my age. The excuse is never too late to be happy. As long as I can remember, you two never got along. You were always respectful to each other, but you never loved each other. It's true. Your mother and I never loved each other. My heart always belonged to another woman. Mario was surprised by another woman. You were in love with another woman. And why did you marry your mother just because she got pregnant? Eugenio ran his hand through his hair. How did you know? Maria Helena and I know how to do math. You got married in March, and I was born in September, all in the same year. Eugenio laughed. You're right. Back then, it was rough. We had off running with a band, so as not to show in the face, we said that you were born premature. I don't know what the lame excuse was. Nobody gave anything, or they pretended very well, because they never told me before shame. I don't know, not even my friends know. They think you had to give up your love. To marry someone you didn't love, there was no other way to resolve the story. This is still obscure to me to this day. I remember your mother teasing me, seducing me, and I don't remember anything else, not even having had relations with her. No matter how much my memory was, I can't remember anything. In fact, when I found out about the pregnancy, I got a fright I didn't expect. And I even started to suspect your mother. She thinks I'm not her legitimate son. I even thought about it. But you look a lot like me, and the birthmark you have on your back is identical to mine. There's no denying it. And even if it wasn't I, love, well, life always gives us the opportunity to renew, change, and correct what we did wrong, sir. If you made such a decision, you must be prepared for what comes like that when we make a decision. It's because something inside us thinks differently. It's as if we had a hammer in our hand, breakable and inappropriate postures. And when this happens, we attract new situations to strengthen new beliefs. In other words, be prepared for change. Remember that changes are not always pleasant. Life always does what's best. Sometimes it brings unpleasant situations. We need to look at everything with serenity and use our free will. I need to change my way of being. I want to grow. I know there's eternity ahead, but I need to stop complaining about life, about things, about situations in general. Bless me. And what good can that do for me, son? By stopping complaining about life, you're stopping the change in thought patterns and, as a consequence, attracting everything that belongs to you by divine right and what belongs to me. Mario felt a gentle breeze touch his face, although the windows were closed. He looked at his father with eyes full of love and replied, Everything you desire belongs to you by divine right. Chapter 12. Aloy to Maria Helena. They left the next day after settling everything with Mariano at the Santos Dumont Airport in Rio. Mario went to welcome them. There was no need to bother, he said. Sister, imagine. I was dying of longing. Besides, I want to take the opportunity to have lunch and talk about Mom and Dad. Everything will be fine now that they are separated. Each one will get what they deserve. I guarantee that they will be happier from now on than in the last 30 years. I have this feeling, my sensitivity. Don't fail. We'll talk later. Do you remember Aloy? Now you work with me. How are you? Well, Mario, how long have you hardly been at the company? You're always traveling. Now, things are going to change. We have some problems at home, and with my sister's return to Brazil and a business, I want to be closer. Maria Helena was happy. Finally, who would have thought that one day I would settle down? I just need to find a girlfriend. Mario made a broad gesture with his hands. These girls today. There's so many feudal people who don't know what they want in life except a man they can depend on forever. That's not what I want right now. I'd rather sort things out at home. Then I'll take care of my heart. My brother is a romantic. What can I do? The three of them burst out laughing. Aloy, take a taxi and go straight to the company. We'll meet later. Talk to Dad about the new secretary. Tell him she'll start on Monday. I ask for your cooperation for a few more days. Dad, and I will have to divide her into 3 groups, at least. That's no problem. Maria Helena, I'm used to this kind of work, and I like what I do. For me, a few more days won't be a sacrifice. Count on me. I need to go. She turned to Mal. It was a pleasure. I hope we have the opportunity to talk more. Maria Helena told me she's a medium. I am too, and I participate in meetings with a small group of friends. If you want to be open, thank you.